It's the second week of September and it's time for another garden update. If it looks a little bare down here where the corn was, that's because I harvested the squash and pulled out the vines. We did really well. The largest one weighed over 24 pounds. I'll be posting a video on that tomorrow. We had some other pretty good sized ones too. I just weighed the two that I thought were the largest, and one weighed over 24 and the other weighed over 14. Then we went to the fair and I saw some green striped Kashaw squash that won second place ribbon, and it was pretty tiny compared to ours. So I'm thinking maybe I should have entered some in the fair. I was thinking about entering some peppers and stuff. I just never got around to it. The timing wasn't right. So maybe next year. Then we have down here we have our salad fixings in this grow bag. I've got some Swiss chard, some lettuce, and some spinach in there. So we'll be fixing salads soon. We've got some more stuff down on the other end of the garden. Marigolds are looking just a little bit rough. They're starting to, some of the flowers are drying up and going to seed. Here's the Bilious blue pepper. It's starting to get lots of maturing peppers on it, and I'll be saving seeds from that soon. I've been saving a lot of pepper seeds. Like some of my homemade compost had a tomato seed in it. That's a little banana plant there. Fish pepper, it's starting to get some maturing peppers on it. That's the Santa Fe Grande there. It's got lots of red ones on it. Some of the ornamental peppers doing very well. The petunia in that water cooler, I took a weed eater to that. That's why it looks so rough. I got a little bit overly aggressive with my cleanup the other day, but that's the way I do sometimes. Once I get in cleanup mode, I just start hacking stuff, pulling stuff out. But we still got a lot of stuff growing here. This basil and the ghost pepper are kind of intertwined. You can see the ghost pepper, it's just loaded with peppers and have some ripening. As I mentioned, I've been saving some seeds, and these eggplants down here that I did a really hard prune to, they're really coming back well, and I'm thinking we're going to get some late eggplants off of them if the freezes hold off. We've already got some little ones growing. And then this Matoya over here is just covered with blooms. I'm not sure if they're going to have time to all make or not, but we'll see how it goes. Harvested a bunch of poblano peppers. My son was here from Tennessee and I sent him a big bag of peppers home with him. There's the Buena Mulata, another fish pepper back there, Chinese 5-color pepper. This one is grafted onto a little hybrid pepper there, and I'm letting some of those ripen and saving seeds from those. Same with the Odom, letting a few of those ripen. You know, I have some developing ones at the top. I'll be picking those soon so it can keep pumping out peppers. And the poblano, it's about chest high, and some of the limbs I haven't tied up, they just kind of droop. So if you lift them up, you see, you know, the peppers on them. So it's got lots of peppers on it right now. We used some of those in some tacos the other day. Pretty good stuff. I'm saving some peppers there for the albino bullnose save seeds. Those taste a lot sweeter also when they turn red. And this is the pineapple. it's being exposed now that I'm pulling out lots of stuff. The yacón's really growing. I'll be digging some of that soon. The carrots here, I'll be harvesting some of those soon. We're kind of on the back side of the straw bales. You can see that we've got some eggplants back here. Long purples that I pruned. That pruning of the eggplants really does seem to rejuvenate them. The Matoyo's got some nice looking blooms. I'm hoping to get some late ones off of that. The fish pepper, I need to be picking some of those. It's produced quite a few peppers. There's that hybrid pepper in the straw bale and the Oda next to it. Picked a bunch of those the other day. I mentioned my son earlier. I also enjoyed giving my granddaughter a tour recently of the garden. Don't get to see her real often. She's a very busy lady. She's working her way through college and we're real proud of her. But she got to taste some of her stuff out in the garden, and that was a real enjoyable thing for us. Now we're on the front side of the straw bales. You can see the sweet potatoes have really taken over this whole area where the straw bales are. And then if you look down there where the banana tree is, they've also still covered the ground down there, and they've been working out pretty well as far as ground cover, keeping the weeds out of the garden. I'm kind of liking how that worked out. There's that little pink banana that got stepped on several times. It's still alive. Took a weed eater to that petunia too. I just cut it back almost to the top, and I think it'll help kind of rejuvenate it. As you can see, it's getting new flowers on it. It was kind of fizzling out there for a while, but it's kind of coming back a little bit. There's some sunflowers on the ground. The birds have still been eating the seeds while it lays on the ground. I just picked some of those white tomasolol tomatoes, and we'll be eating some of those today or tomorrow. Those are really good, by the way. And I need to do some more harvesting on the eggplants down here in this straw bale. Straw bales have done really good. Ryan asked me if they've shrunk down very much, and here's a look at the one with the tomatoes, that had the tomatoes in it. I've got some salad stuff growing in it now, but it's pretty well shrunk down in the middle. Kind of collapsed, but it's still growing stuff. That'll end up in the compost pile at the end of this growing season. Got some canna-flowers, some yacón. Let's get back in here. Well, there's, while we're here, Chinese 5-color pepper in a container. Another container pepper. I'll just walk over here. Kourbaki pepper. I love those things. Really good. Planning on growing those next year as of right now. Letting a midnight dream ripen. I'm going to be picking those other two soon. I need to freeze a bunch of peppers. I didn't freeze enough last year. The Chinese 5-color pepper, it's loaded with peppers. I'm treating that more as an ornamental. Then we have some albino bullnose peppers. Those things are really productive little peppers. They kind of remind me how they produce. They remind me of the Oda. They just keep pumping out the peppers, and not a bad little pepper. Here's what the Buena Mulata peppers look like once they start changing colors. Kourbaki peppers over here. Still pumping out the peppers, is really productive. I'm liking those pretty well. Then I had some lettuce seeds I just stuck in the ground over here. Just planted a few seeds here and there. Kind of see the herbs over here from the back side. I chopped down the okra, and this one's still trying to live. Don't know if it'll produce any okra in it. And I let some pods go to seed and didn't get them all, evidently. I got a couple of little ones popping up there. Actually, I have another one over there. There's a horseradish, and it's got a little one coming up over here. I'm going to be drying some of the oregano soon, as well as some other herbs, some basil and stuff. I got a dehydrator for that purpose. I might do a video on that, I'm not sure. And that's kind of weird. I just noticed something I didn't know was over here. It's a blackberry with blackberries on it this time of year, which is really kind of weird. Anyway, this is some of our herbs over here. Got a fish pepper. Like that variegated foliage. That's some of that Florida green cotton. It's more of a barely green, kind of a greenish, dirty green. Pull some of that off. Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to show up. It does have a green tint, but it's not very green. Let me see, we've got grow bags over there. You can see I've got lettuce and radishes and stuff growing in there. There's some fennel there. I just moved some caterpillars from it to keep them from eating all of it. Some Swiss chard. Let's get back on the other side again. I just wanted to show this banana tree. It's getting pretty tall. I'd say it's getting close to 10 feet already. We still got a few weeks left to go in the season. It's getting really tall. Some of these pups, this is a pup here, it's getting almost as tall as I am. But it's really reaching up there. And it's supposed to be cold hardy to our zone. So I plan on trying to cut that back and mulch it real heavily somehow. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. But I'm thinking about maybe wrapping a large tomato cage in some sort of plastic or tarp and then fill it with leaves and other stuff. We'll figure that out later, I guess. That's a look at how our garden's doing right now in September. Let me know how your garden's doing. And if you just now found this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Otherwise, like, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.